Hello, and thank you for stopping by to learn more about NewspaperArchive.com. In this sixth video leading into our archive feature, I'll be talking about creating a new archive from the clipping tool. We'll start from the home page and click to sign in. Up in the top right corner, you can click the sign in button and then enter your details, and you will land back on our home page. Before we get started with creating an archive, let's talk for a moment about why you would want to create a new archive in the first place. As I mentioned in a previous video, the initial archive list was generated from known deceased individuals with a social security number. Most people in history did not have a social security number or are still living, so they're not available on that public list. For all of those people in your research that are either still living or have passed away unaccounted for in the SSDI, you will need to start an archive. This will be an easy way to not only gather all of your information and findings into one location, but you can also share it with others, even non-members. Another reason to create an archive is perhaps you are researching a subject that isn't a person at all. Maybe it's an event that happened or a school report you need to gather information on. It could even be the history of Twinkies. It really is what you make it. Today we will focus on creating an archive about a person. That is the most common scenario that we have seen with the need of our members, and in the near future we're also going to make some adjustments that cater to creating archives that are not based around a person. Now that we talked about some reasons why you would want to create an archive, we'll go over one of the places you can create an archive while using our site. Currently, you can create an archive from the clipping tool in the viewer and also from our archives pages. This video will focus on creating from the clipping tool. The thought is that you are probably on our website looking for someone and you found an article. Now you can create a new archive right from the clipping tool for that find. This means you will not need to create several archives ahead of time, no content in them that you may or may not be working with for who knows how long. Through the clipping tool you can create it as you find it, so your new person or subject is captured right away. Let's do a search and let me show you what I mean. I'm going to search for Lon Chaney from the home page. You can see I have 91,299 results for Lon Chaney. I chose Lon Chaney for a few reasons. First, he scared the heck out of me when I was a kid and I love his movies. Second, he died before the social security numbers were around. That means if I want to curate articles and resources that I've researched about him, I'll need to create an archive because he wasn't already included in the Social Security Death Index. Third, somebody has to do it, so why not me? I know Lon Chaney died in 1930. For me to narrow in on an article relative to him, I'll first need to make sure I get myself in the right time frame for a higher chance of an accurate result for my Lon Chaney. I'll refine the articles to only published in the 1920s, and that should get me close. Here I have the Hanover Evening Sun, and that looks like it's talking about the Lon Chaney I am looking for. So let's open that up to find out. Did you notice that I right-clicked and opened that result in a new tab? There's no magic to that. It's just how I prefer to research results within any site. Here in the viewer, I'll scroll down and look for my yellow highlighting so I know where my results is on the page. I see it down here in the bottom. Great. Right here. Yes, this is definitely a piece that references the Lon Chaney I'm looking for. Now I'll open the clipping tool and get this one clipped. I'll need to drag the clipping area to cover the whole article. There we go. Now see, when I clicked the clipping tool and chose the square box or the pen box, I chose the square box and that opens up my clipping details box in my clipping area. Here's a little something you may not know. You can click and drag this detail box if you want to get it out of the way or drop it on the other side or just move it entirely when you're creating new clipping points. So I'll make sure I'm not cutting up any text here. It looks good. Looks like my text is all captured. Let me pull this out just a little bit more just to be safe. Alright, and now I'm going to go back to my details box. I'll drop in a note about this article. We'll go ahead and tag that clip entertainment. Now normally I could type in Lon Chaney if I already had an existing archive that I was curating or that I was a contributor and editor for. There are no results when I type that in, so it doesn't give me anything to highlight. So that tells me that I need to create a new archive. So we're going to go ahead and click Create a New Archive. And I'm going to fill in this information and not wait for you to type. So that's good enough for now to get us started. Let's go ahead and add the person. Now you can see we have Leonidas Lon Chaney. And let's scroll over a little bit. Date of birth, 1st of April 1883. Date of death, 26th of August 1930. Now if I want to add additional details, I can do that. I can add them to, we'll put them in our befuddled folder. So now we're going to clip. All done for that part. So when your clipping is processed, you will be prompted to share your clip as we have seen before. I don't want to share this clip yet at this time, so I'm just going to go ahead and X out that window. Now we know my clip is done. Now that I've created my archive, I'm going to take a quick look at my workbench just to see it's there. So we're going to click on our name and choose My Profile from the drop-down menu. That is going to land us on our workbench, and here is Leonidas Lon Frank Chaney, which is the archive that I've now added. You can also see that you have one article, because we just clipped it, and one clipping, because we just clipped it, and those counts have been updated on that archive as well. Now that my clip is done and my archive is created, I'll show you why I always open my search results in a new tab. I can close out that tab that I was working on before I opened in a new tab, and I'm right back here to my search results, and I haven't lost my place. I haven't gone anywhere else, and if I want to continue to alter that or narrow that, I can do so in my refined search. We'll get into all of that in another video. Thank you for watching this video on creating a new archive, and check out our next video on creating an archive from an archive search result page, and stay tuned for our videos to come on becoming a contributor, follower, and other functions.